Title: Vintage Vroom. Exploring the timeless beauty of classic car. Visual: a montage of vintage cars on open roads with upbeat jazz music playing. Voiceover: step back in time to an era when cars weren't just machines, but works of art. Welcome to Vintage Vroom, where we explore the legacy of classic cars that continue to inspire and amaze. The birth of classics. Visual: black and white footage of early 20th century cars like the Ford Model T. Voiceover: the journey of vintage cars began in the early 1900s with icons like the Ford Model T, the car that revolutionized transportation and made automobiles accessible to everyone. Iconic designs of the 1940s. Visual: streamlined cars like the Buick Roadmaster and Cadillac Series 62. Voiceover: the 1940s saw sleek, streamlined designs that combined functionality with beauty, giving rise to models like the Buick Roadmaster. Scene 5: the 1950s revolution. Visual: Chevrolet Bel Air and Ford Thunderbird cruising down sunny streets. Voiceover: post-war prosperity fueled the creation of the 1950s icons like the Chevrolet Bel Air and Ford Thunderbird, cars that captured the spirit of freedom and adventure. The muscle car boom. Visual: a Mustang and a Dodge Charger revving their engines. Voiceover: in the 1960s and 1970s, muscle cars like the Ford Mustang and Dodge Charger stole the spotlight, offering unmatched power and attitude. Timeless craftsmanship. Visual: close-ups of wooden dashboards, leather seats, and chrome accents. Voiceover: what sets vintage cars apart is the craftsmanship, handcrafted interiors, real wood panels, and chrome that shone like mirrors. Engines of the era. Visual: a mechanic working on an old V8 engine, followed by the car roaring to life. Voiceover: under the hood, vintage cars housed powerful engines, from inline sixes to roaring V8s, each with a distinct sound and character. Classic car culture. Visual: vintage car rallies and enthusiasts polishing their cars. Voiceover: classic cars aren't just vehicles, they're a lifestyle. Enthusiasts around the world keep this culture alive through rallies, meetups, and restoration projects the rarity factor. Visual: a 1936 Bugatti Type 57 SC Atlantic parked at a museum. Voiceover: some vintage cars are rare treasures, like the Bugatti Type 57 SC Atlantic, a masterpiece with only forever made. Evolution of safety. Visual: comparison of vintage car interiors with modern cars. Voiceover: while vintage cars are beautiful, they also remind us how far we've come in terms of safety, with basic seat belts evolving into modern airbags and crumple zones. Hollywood's love affair. Visual: classic cars in iconic films like the DeLorean and Back to the Future. Voiceover: Hollywood has immortalized vintage cars, making them central characters in films and TV shows, from the DeLorean to James Bond's Aston Martin. Restoration art. Visual: a classic car being restored, showing before and after shots. Voiceover: